Hi, I'm Heather, and I will be going over a project-based learning activity for math enrichment, and it is a building your own zoo, and it was created by Briana Beverly, and I found this on Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a great source for teachers to use as an extra thing to find activities for their classroom. So according to her standards, this project would be great for 2nd to 4th grade. And from my own research through this project, I believe it would be better for a 3rd to 4th grade classroom. I mostly would probably use this for 4th grade as it will cover addition, subtraction, measurements, telling time, and elapsed time, geometry and 2D shapes, fractions, counting, word problems, data, and graphing. Each student will be given a budget. They will, through that budget, buy animals for their zoo. And from buying their animals, they will go into creating their enclosures for their animals. They will measure their animals, and then they will take a grid, and each animal will need exactly that many inches per animal that they measured. So for one cheetah, you will need 4 inches. For 2 flamingos that are 3 inches long, you will need 6. So they will need to add that up. It will go into scheduling and time management. So they will need to look at how long it takes to feed an animal, the amount of time you need for shows, and for clinical time. So they will create their own schedule for their zookeepers to take care of all of their animals and each job needed in the zoo. This is a great project that will go over all of the topics and objectives in math that most 4th grade will have already learned. I would say that this project would be great for the end of the year because they will have already learned this, and it will reinforce and have extra practice for these skills. This challenges students in many ways as they have to create they have their budget. They have to take their own choices of animals, measure, do the math of what the enclosure needs, what time these animals need, and we'll later go on into creating shapes because each enclosure will not be a square or a rectangle. So in this one, they will be using quadrilaterals, octagons, pentagons, and hexagons. So they will need to know how many sides are in this shape and then how many corners. They will also be going over fractions because not each animal likes the same thing, so they will use fractions to say 3/4 of the elephants like to eat peanuts. And then they will also create their own souvenir shop. They will use counting coins and money and taking what someone has, how much they need for an item, and how much would be left over or how much more that they need to pay the amount. So what would be the difference that they would need to make up? And then they will go into how popular things are. So each day they will have visitors come in. How many people like the alligators? And then they would graph it. Once all of the enclosures that they have are graphed and how popular they are, you will graph you will see which is the most popular animal that people like to see. This project would be very hands-on and would probably take several days or maybe even a couple of weeks to complete. This will be a fully hands-on activity that they can use to challenge and reinforce all math skills that they would learn that year. Thank you.